Man, then it comes to which one are we putting at the bottom? The business or
And
personal?
that's the problem right now. The business is at the bottom. So I know I have to put other things down, but what you have on this list, like I do not see anything here that I can avoid or anything else I can put down.
Thanks for jumping on. Glad to be here to get you together and get you up and running, back up and running.
Yes, and I appreciate it because I'm all over the place and I need to
Yeah.
find a way to bring it all in.
Let's talk about prioritization. So, but before we even get there, did you happen to track your time this week?
I did for yesterday because that was the only normal day I had. How do you want me to start it?
So just kind of walk me through your day.
So typically I wake up around 6 in the morning and I'll do like quick prayer, get dressed, my hair makeup routine, and then by 6:45 to about 7:15, about 30 minutes, I wake both of the kids up and I make sure that they are dressed, ready to go. Then by 7:15, 20 minutes or so, I fix them their breakfast, they're eating, I feed the puppy. And then I make my daughter's lunch all at that time. Then I'll go to the backyard and walk the dog around for about 10 minutes until he does what he needs to do. So then when that's done, that's about 7:45. And then I pretty much pack up my squad and I drive them to daycare and to school. So it takes about 30 minutes to drop one to one location and then drop the other one to school. So by 8:15 now, I start my travel to the slave ship.
I want you to reframe. And my mom said something so important. It's the mindset, right?
I know. I have to
I want
change
you
my
to-
my attitude and my vocabulary. My
Mhm.
my when my words they hold weight. I understand that. So if
Yeah.
that's what I'm projecting, that's what I'm gonna constantly feel. So
Mhm.
my consistent resource, that center, the consistent resource center.
Your investor, right? Your
Yes,
investor.
my investor. So I get there, I do my 9 to 5, and typically I'll eat and work. So that's when I'll eat my breakfast. Sometimes I'll work through lunch, sometimes I won't. And then when that's done, yesterday specifically was an example of my travel and therapy session. So as I'm driving to go pick up my son from daycare, because my husband picked up my daughter from school. So then I'm having my therapy session and I'm driving, and then I pick up my son
On the
typically
way
around
to work or after
on the
work?
way from work.
Gotcha.
So that's usually 45 minutes. So it'll take me about 20 to 25 minutes to travel to him. And then the remaining couple of minutes, I'll just sit in the parked car and finish my session, pick him up, go home. So now I get home, let's say 5:30, and I dive straight into Amaris. Let me see your homework. What are we doing? And then that could take about 45 minutes, and then I'm multitasking, right? So I'm jumping back and forth between making sure her homework is done, making sure she has what she needs, and cooking and things like that. And if hubby's home, asking him if he's okay, because he's probably walking out the door somewhere in between there to go to work if he's working. And then we're eating between anywhere from 6:15, 6:30-ish, 7 o'clock, the latest. Dinner's over. And I go straight upstairs at 7 o'clock. And my son gets bathed first. He gets bathed. I dress him. We do our little quick prayer time. And then in the meantime, my daughter will probably be putting her homework or whatever away. Then she goes upstairs by 7:30. She's in the shower. So while she's showering and she has a whole music concert for 30 minutes in the shower, I go back downstairs and I'm cleaning up all the dishes, the pots, the pans, the living room, the toys, whatever. By 9:15 or something like that, that's usually the time that I have to pull out my book, start journaling, start sketching out what I'm working on. Right now, my focus has been like my books. So I'm sketching out my books, organizing that, and I'll do that till about 10 o'clock. Then when 10 o'clock comes to 11 o'clock, that's my Bible and my prayer time. So by 11, I'm in the bed. And that's usually how I end my day. And when he's home, sometimes I don't get CEO time. That has to be his time. So I may not get that time. Or sometimes I might not have my full-fledged Jesus time, right? Sometimes I'll have to cut that a little short. So instead of spending 40 minutes reading my Bible, I might only read it for 15 to 20 minutes or whatever it is, just to make sure like I know what's going on. That's typically how it goes. So between usually 9:15 to about 10 o'clock will be my CEO time. And then that's hard because a whole day went by and I'm exhausted. And after that shower, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I go
knock
in and
out.
out like so
Yeah.
sometimes I fall asleep, sometimes I don't, right? But for the most part, that's usually the block that I have for my CEO time. It usually cannot be before because the kids, as you can hear them probably now screaming, it can't be before that. So that's usually my block.
Here's the hard, cold truth, Jasmine, right? There is going to be sacrifice somewhere. And then so when you are making a decision on what to sacrifice, it's going to come down to priorities. So let's list out your priorities. Now that we kind of know what a typical day is like, let's list out priorities. So top priority is what? So let's list out the priorities.
I don't know what okay, I'm being honest. It's my family, right? I wish I could say anything different, but my family usually is the first thing. And then it would be the job. And then I would like it to be me. But I don't even have me in there. So it would definitely be my family and my marriage.
Family, investor, aka 9 to 5, marriage, personal time, business. What else?
And then when I have social time for my friends or my extended family, then I may do that once a month, but that's not an everyday thing.
Yeah, that's going to be personal time too. What comes after marriage?
Right now, it is my investor. That has been taking up a significant portion of my time.
Man, then it comes to which one are we putting at the bottom? The business or
and that's the problem right now. The business is at the bottom. It's exactly how you have it laid out, because sometimes I don't even get the personal time. My therapy is every 2 weeks. Matter of fact, it's been 3 weeks since my last session because we canceled the last 2 weeks, right? But sometimes if I even get my personal time in, like I've been falling asleep in front of my Bible. So I don't even know how successful I am with that. But yes, right now, this is an accurate depiction of what my priority list looks like. So in my opinion, I know I've been talking a lot about this with my therapist too, because she's just like, you just have to learn how to put things down. And I have, I am not as social as I would like to be. I do not get opportunities to go get my hair and my nails done like I used to. I went to get my eyebrows done last weekend, and that was the first time I got my eyebrows done since December. And I usually go once a month or once every 6 weeks, and I had not gone since last year. So even the personal time, it's very, very limited. So I've learned to start to put things down, even my non-for-profit. Now I've made a commitment to myself that for right now at this particular moment in my life, I will only commit to that once a quarter. So when I link up with other associates and stuff like that, it's once a quarter we'll do an event, or I'll attend an event or help plan an event. But I can't do a monthly thing like I was a year or 2 years ago. So I know I have to put other things down. But what you have on this list, I do not see anything here that I can avoid or anything else I can put down.
And the idea is not to avoid this, right? The idea is to understand where your priorities are and understand that from the bottom up, when it's time to sacrifice things. And I'm not saying you have to not do the business or sacrifice the business in totality, right? Here's what I want you to get. Be okay with if that has to be sacrificed for the time being. Be okay with that, right? Because investor is important, because again, investor supports the marriage, supports the family, your top 2 priorities, right? Until this outweighs the investor or begins to get enough traction to where it can support itself and support your top priorities. I get it. You're a visionary. This is your baby. This is your passion, but you are one person and you can't do it all, right? So, and the next thing that we're going to talk about is goal setting, right? Let me ask you, is hubby in alignment with, I know you want this to work, this has to work, we're going to make it work, the business? that being a goal?
My husband will support me in whatever it is that I want to do, and he has been, right? It's just the scheduling thing right now. And I don't want to put pressure on him to be like, well, Jazz, if you want to work your business, and I'll work 2 jobs. I barely see the man now.
So, and that's not the direction I was going in. What I was going in was, what would he have thought if you would have been like, honey, this is the event I need to be at. I know I'm gonna be on your arm, but if you can lead me, if I can nudge you and you can lead me to certain people, you know what I'm saying? Like, would he have been game with that, or would he have been like,
he was game with that because he told me last minute. He's like, babe, bring your business cards. But then when we got there, everything else was like on a different vibe. And it was so many people that we didn't want to lose where we, like the rest of the company we were with. But he was the one that was like, because again, he found out last minute, Jazz, we going here. If you have business cards, bring them. But we didn't. Everything
happens in its timing, and there will be other opportunities. And you weren't at that opportunity for no reason. I'm for sure that's going to come back energetically somehow. But again, my job as a coach is to help you deconstruct things, right? And think about like, oh, maybe next time we can use this approach, right? And the reason I asked if he was gung-ho with that was because, you know, there's either one or two answers, like, don't be trying to stop your clout, or no, babe, bring your business cards. And so I'm glad he was like that, because, you know, for the next event, boom, like, hey, like, let's put a strategy in place. I'm gonna be your arm candy. This is your show. But if I see somebody that I need to be introduced to, we need to go over to the punch table and, you know, make things happen. So that's that, right? So we have our priorities. We're going to be okay if, again, investor calls, we got to go. Listen, that's what happens. Listen, starting a business can be complicated, but it doesn't have to be. There's 3 things every entrepreneur needs to know when they're getting ready to start their business. Number 1, that there's a difference between starting a business and launching a business. You don't want to just start a business. You need to put a strategic plan in place so that you can actually accomplish the results that you're looking for. Number 2, where are you going to get your first customers? And not just any customers, but customers who will pay you a premium. And then number 3, where to get funding for your business. If you're looking to grow the business, you need something to start it with. So if you are a new or aspiring entrepreneur, or you're looking to launch a new product or service, I want to invite you to my free training where I'm teaching you how to launch your business in the next 90 days or less using the resources you have, okay? Because it gets real out here. So if you want to attend that training, make sure you click the link in the description below, and I will see you in the training. Did you like that episode? Not only do I want you to click like and subscribe, but I want you to binge watch the next episode right here.